Hello crafters. So we did this gorgeous page earlier and we were talking about this rosette going around the edge. So I wanted to kind of show you a little tidbit on how I put that rosette together. I like to make it in a big circle so that we can use the cutaway dies that are circular. I am using the cutaway dies, circle frame dies. Okay, so here is the perfect circle. And I make a cross on it, and then I use another circle to come around the center, so that's where my second circle comes in. And what I'm looking at is making a rosette that I can put down like so around that little circle. So I'm using the inner circle as my rule, or trying to do my measurement so I can know where it's at. Now this is what I have here. I am using the three 12-inch strips that are 2 inches across. And then what I did to get this little fancy edge, I know we have rosette makers that are super cute, but I'm just in love with these new 12-inch dies. And so that is how I use this cut. So I did 12 inches and then I put it right on the edge. And here's that little extra 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch that would have been on the edge. I don't want them that big this time. So that's how I ended up with this. And then I run it through the Anna Griffin Tricks. That's the embossing folder from Cutterpillar. It's an old one. I'm sure lots of us have it. So here is a 1/4, a 1/4, a 1/4, so that you can get into this edge and get these little creases on this, okay? Now what I did is I did 3 of them and I glue them all together, and that way I end up with a continuous circle like this, okay? Already creased, already ready to go. So what I do after I do that is I fold it out, not stretch it too much, just a little bit. I kind of find my edges of what I'm calling kind of sort of even, and I put a little Sharpie mark on each spot, okay? These are my little measurements that I have that are not very technical, to try to stay kind of sort of even on our rosette. Otherwise, some areas end up more pleated than others, okay? And so I end up with this little spot right here that has the Sharpie mark. I'm going to crease it really well. And then I'm going to put a big old blob of hot glue on this little spot here. Okay. Put this down. And I'm getting that little Sharpie mark right where I think I need to be at with the little Sharpie and the edge, so we kind of stay even with it, okay? Okay, we've got one down, and then we're going to do another side. Okay, now we find the Sharpie on this side. I'm going to put a big blob of glue, and I'm finding my little Sharpie mark, and I'm going to put it down and hold. And we put a big blob of glue on that spot. We find the next little Sharpie here mark. And these are my silver Sharpie marks. They tend to be a little bit more forgiving than the black Sharpie. By experience, I'm telling you, that's the silver Sharpie. And you kind of just hold right there, a little blob of glue. And we're going to bring this one in just like that. We're using this little inner circle as our ruler of where we want our hot glue to end up, or the edge of our little ruler, so that can be kind of a circle. If you end up with a circle on the inside, the outside would also be a circle. So holding it there, and now you have a much easier even way around. It may not be perfectly even, but it's somewhat a little even. So now what we're going to do is start adding more blobs of glue, and you're going to bring the rest of the little rosette in. And you try to make sure that you're going around that little circle. Now this rosette is not a complete round, extra fluffy rosette. This rosette is more like a flatter rosette. That's why I used 3 of the 12-inch strips instead of 4 of them. Usually I will do a 4 circle rosette just because it gives me more space to work with, more rosette to work with, if that makes sense. Okay, and now the very last last 2 areas. You see how you start to shape your rosette? It's so pretty. I love this Lillian paper. Now we're working in here. And you can bring in your little rosettes and hold. I just love how the hot glue is able to give you a little bit of working time. There goes glue, and then we're bringing in this one. This one seems to have a little bit more of a pleat to it. And then you're just holding these areas down. And you can see how we get a nice circle from this. Look at that. Here we are. And then if you are afraid that it's going to come apart, you still have to put something else on top of it. So here we go. Here is our rosette. Okay, so here I have a gigantic circle cut out of here. And I just wanted to show you, if we cover up the white paper, you can put it over just like that. Looks pretty even going around. And if you want to go this way, you kind of find your circle and it looks pretty even. So I'm not going to hot glue it or do anything to it right now because I don't know what I'm going to use this one for. I just want to demonstrate to you what we have, what we ended up with. This is a 2-inch strip, 2 inches all the way around, cut at 1/4 each time. So you can kind of do this little number here. Scoreboard to do those, or you can run it through your little machines. It's 3 of them, and 3 of them made the circle around. And then this is the circle that I use for measurement, my score tape for measurement for the inside. And how are we with that inner circle? Oh, it's a little bit snug, but it's just barely fits. There you go. So here we go. That's how we ended up with that circle. Okay, and then this is just paper that I have from another paper line, Anna Griffin paper line, but you can see how all of the Anna Griffin paper lines just work beautifully together. Alrighty, thank you so much. Please leave me a comment, subscribe, let me know what your thoughts are on this gigantic rosettes, how we can make these rosettes and turn them into a paper page that would work something like this. It's the center of attention on this little page here. And now if we go back and look at this page here, oh my gosh, I just love it with this purple lilac. So this is Lillian, being Lily colored, but gosh, that is absolutely gorgeous. So thank you. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.